What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast. And would you believe what is happening with YouTube? Now, everything that's done in the name of, not everything, let me clarify that statement. A lot of things that are done in the name of, harassment, for social interaction, all these things in a way is, in a sense, pushing people away from the interactions, whether that be negative or positive. In this case, they consider it negative, right? They want to take this away from people, so the dislike button on YouTube is going to be removed to curb what they say creator harassment, with critics pointing out that this is merely a way of removing the huge amounts of downvotes on videos posted by the Biden administration. Now, the reason why YouTube has done it, apparently it's to remove creator harassment. Now, when you start hiding stuff like that, right? And I'm gonna paint it from the perspective of there should be a fair share of both sides of the story, right? This goes back to the censorship problem. When you omit one side of the argument and don't allow for the other side to be presented, that starts to become censorship. And when you don't hear both sides of the story, then you get a very blurred view of things. The lines start to become blurred because you're only getting one piece of the story, one side of the story. That is very dangerous. Now, on the surface, this might sound like a great thing because it's curbing creator harassment. But folks, why is our society so fragile? Why is our society so thin-skinned, especially the younger people? And that includes people of my generation. It seems like nowadays, I can't even have a conversation with people in my age group without them getting offended or without them lashing out. And all I'm seeking for is a genuine conversation, perspective, right? If you have a different opinion than me, I want to hear about it. Let's have a debate. And sometimes it doesn't even have to be a debate. It's just a simple conversation. I want to hear your side of the story. Yeah, your ideas may irk me and they may be contrary to where I believe, but that doesn't mean I negate it and I stop listening to you. No, I want to have that back and forth because that's how you're able to get a sense of things and you're able to put your ideas out there and then see where that takes you, right? But nowadays, you can't have a conversation if you're not on either one side of the story or the other. Whatever happened to independent thinking, where you had the opportunity to go ahead and think through things and not have people, media, etc. bombard you with how you should think? It's so easy to be on the side of the mainstream narrative. It's so easy to be on the popular side of things. But it's hard to stand when you're the minority that thinks of things in a certain way. And you know why? It's hard to stand on the minority side of things because if you do, you have to be principled. You have to have morals. And that doesn't mean people don't have morals if they're on the other side. It's just you really have to know why you stand on the minority side of things. And by minority, I mean when everyone else believes one thing, but there's a percentage of few people that don't believe as everyone else does, there has to be specific reasons, fundamentals principles on why these people stand on the minority side. Now, I'm not trying to confuse anyone with what I'm saying, but essentially what I'm saying is, if you don't fully understand why you believe what you believe, if you don't critically think, if you're not independently thinking for yourself and not following the rest of the crowd, then it's hard to stand on your own when everyone else is on the other end. And when we get things like this from YouTube, it is a subtle yet alarming reminder of what's happening in our country. Now, whether it be because of the Biden administration, the dislikes they get, as you see in these photos, you see here, the ratio is astonishing. And you see here the Fauci film. Look at that. Look at this ratio. Whether that be the case, are they trying to hide the fact that people are not pleased, that they don't like this administration? You see the polls that happened during the elections. Are they trying to turn any truth away that maybe he didn't win the election fair and square? I don't know. There's a lot of reasons why. But this is the road to censorship. And if people can't see that, even in little things like this, you got to ask yourself, well, what's the next step? If you start, because that's how it goes. It goes step by step by step. They boil the frog slowly. And it concerns me. And I don't know what your guys' lives are on a daily basis with your interactions with people. But if you really enjoy just having a genuine conversation, going back and forth with other people, but you feel like you can't do it nowadays because, they'll label you a conspiracy theorist, which instantly discredits you from anything you're saying, even though you may have a very valid, factual-based argument. And I'm just going on a rant here because it bothers me. And it's unfortunate that this is the case. So, anyway, I hope this episode has brought you guys some value. Do you guys like the fact that YouTube is doing this? And also, what are you guys' daily interactions with people? Do you feel like they shun you away? They discredit you because you believe contrary to what most people believe? And do you think it's harder to stand on, the side that has the smaller percentage of people believing on that? And I get it. There's different cases for that. Okay, but do you believe you have to be principled and really know your stuff if you're gonna go against the popular narrative? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. This is the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.